All right. So, man, listen. I was having a conversation with a family member, man, and in the conversation, we were talking about a couple of things, and the notion of raising children came up. Now, mind you, this is someone who, I really have a lot of respect for. I look at their point of view and I try to emulate their point of view. But this is one that I could not agree with, right? I couldn't agree with this point of view. And let me tell you why. Let me start off this particular conversation by saying to you all, I am absolutely aware of the fact that I cannot raise my daughter alone. I can't do it. And why do I say that? Because I'm not a woman. Okay? I haven't had the experiences of a woman. I don't know what it's like to be in a woman's body, to have to go through the things that they have to go through to achieve the point where they go from a girl to a woman. I don't know anything about that. I've dealt with women. I've loved women. I interact with women every day, but I don't know what it's like to be a woman. That's a unique perspective. That's a perspective that a man may not ever understand. But at the same time, I'm also saying that that's a perspective that a woman couldn't understand if she's trying to raise a boy. Now, when I'm saying raising, I'm talking about preparation for life. I'm talking about putting something into this young man that he's going to be able to use for the rest of his life. I'm talking about showing this young man how he's supposed to carry himself so that other men will respect him. Now, can a woman do that? Can a mother impart that kind of information to her son? I hadn't seen it happen. I don't believe you can. But now, I think that touches on a larger issue, though. And I made this statement, and to me, it didn't seem like it was taken well, but I was just being honest. The thought that a man could raise a girl into a woman without any outside help, without any women to mentor his daughter, I think that's very egotistical. I think that's very arrogant, if you want me to tell the truth. Because as a man, how are you able to train this girl to become a woman? To carry herself like a woman, to express her thoughts and feelings like a woman, to tap into her femininity. How are you able to do that? See, that's what I mean. And I think it's the same way with men. But see, here's where things start to get rough. 80% of the families, single parent families in America right now are headed by women. Right? And I think it's necessary for us to acknowledge that there's a difference between sustaining a child and raising a child. There's a difference. And I think the difference between the two is how you approach the way that you care for your child. How are you looking at this child? Are you saying to yourself, okay, I want to give them the best possible foundation that I can so that they can succeed in life? But let the truth be told, there's a lot of parents that don't see it that way. There's a lot of them that don't. You hear it every day. You hear people say, well, I'm just going to get him until he's 18 and then he can do what he wants. Or I'm going to get her until she's 18, then she's going to have to get out of my house. What is the plan? What do you want to happen? If you're raising them to give them a good foundation to be successful in the future, then you're looking at everything around them and their environment to see where you can put something or add something to it that could possibly make a difference in their life. So what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Since I was talking to a mother, then I'll just use a mother as an example. Let's say, for instance, it's a single mother and she has a son. And I see this every day also. I deal with it all the time. Single mother who has a son. And maybe the child's father, they had maybe some difficulties, some ups and downs, and then they just decided that they weren't going to keep that relationship going, right? Maybe that's what happened. And so what happens is, because she had a bad run-in with the father, now she's off of all men. All men ain't nothing. You can't trust them. You know, you better not bet on it. So her overall attitude toward men is now negative, right? And so she feels that it's not necessary to include a positive male role model in this boy's life because all of the experiences she's had with men are negative. Or so she would say. So now what you do is disconnect this boy from his masculinity. Because the only thing as a mother that you can expose him to is femininity. You disconnect him. And if you don't include other positive male role models in his life, then the only thing he's going to know is femininity. So what kind of impact would that have on him in the future? I'll tell you. In a lot of roles as a man, especially when we're talking about getting and keeping a job, one of the main qualities I should say that a man should have is the ability to control himself. He knows that showing his emotions sometimes can be a liability. And so he's very stoic. He's very focused on being logical. Do you know that that's one of the things that most men that you see who are raised in single parent, mother-led households have a problem with? They have a problem with being able to control their emotions because they've been exposed to situations where the majority of the time emotions are what rules the day. So you're hurting that young man. In the long run, he's going to have to figure this thing out because early on in life, you didn't allow positive role models to come into his life. What I'm saying is you should actively be looking for positive role models to introduce into your child's life. Whether you're a man raising a daughter or you're a woman raising a boy. Because they're going to have to see examples of what they should be. The way that they should dress, the way that they should carry themselves, the way that they should speak. And especially with men, the tone of voice that you use when you're being firm, right? The posture that you take to let others in the room know that you're serious. See, those are subtle nuances that you can't teach him. You can't teach him that. I just thought it was an odd conversation to have, man, because it seemed to me to be a very logical thing to come to. As a man, I can't teach a girl how to be a woman. I don't know about femininity. I know about masculinity, right? And as a woman, you can't teach a boy to be a man because you don't know about masculinity. You don't know what it takes. We need to be more intentional about bringing children into this world with a good foundation so that they're balanced, so they know both sides. They know what femininity looks like, they know what masculinity looks like, and they know how each one should impact them as they go on through their life. But like I mentioned, we're going to go get ready for the day, man. I just wanted to share that thought with you all, man. Peace.